Hey, welcome back to our podcast, The Mix and Mine. I'm Indy, and today we're embarking on our most ambitious journey yet, an examination of Sophocles' Oedipus Rex. This play isn't merely a tragedy, it's definitive statement on the human condition, fate, and the terrifying cost of knowledge. We'll spend next hour and a half tracing its influence from the Greek festival stage to its haunting presence in modern thought. With me, Nasywa Mutiara Pratista as an analyst, our classical literature expert, and Arika Yafi Fawazzain as a modernizer who will connect this ancient terror to the complex realities of the 21st century. Let's begin the establishing scene. Arika sets the stage for us. What was the profound cultural and historical significance of this work in 5th century BCE of Athens?
Okay, thank you, Indy. It's a nice question. The historical context is everything. The play was likely staged during or shortly after the plague of Athens, a period of immense social trauma. The audience watching their king, Oedipus, desperately try to cleanse the city of a plague was experiencing that anxiety in a terrifying mirrored reality. This cemented the play's role as a direct reflection of ancient Greek religious beliefs. That civic calamity was a sign of moral pollution demanding purification and justice. Furthermore, it fiercely upheld the moral and societal standards of Athens. It taught that even the most powerful man is subject to cosmic law. And the drama reinforced that societal health relies on moral order. When Oedipus, the savior, is revealed to be the pollution, it's a terrifying lesson in universal accountability.
Thank you for the answer, Arika. Wow, it's a powerful civic and religious lesson. Tiara, how did Sophocles elevate the solemn civic ritual into a work of unparalleled literary legacy that transcended its own time?
Okay, so he did it by creating the perfect tragic machine. Sophocles took a well known myth and shaped it into a piece of art that fundamentally defined tragedy for the Western world. It is the quintessential example of classical Greek tragedy, establishing the gold standard for structure, language, and the emotional response of catharsis. Its profound influence is undeniable. Any writer dealing with guilt, fate, or the limits of human knowledge is walking the path Sophocles paved. It's a recurring foundational text for understanding the human position in the face of cosmic indifference.
Okay, thank you, Tiara, for the answer. Let's now transition to the mechanics. Tiara, the mind map highlights the power of dramatic techniques. Why is the Oedipus Rex considered structurally flawless, and how does the irony work on the audience?
Okay, so it's flawless because it addressed tightly to the classical unities, unity of action, time, and place. The entire tragedy, unfolds in one day in front of the palace, focusing tightly on one action, the discovery of the killer. This structural economy intensifies the suspense and gives the play a claustrophobic, inevitable feeling. But the true brilliance lies in dramatic irony and foreshadowing. The audience knows that the truth is Oedipus does not. This shared secret creates a bond of horror. Every proud pose he makes, he's out to find Lois' killer and punish him, is utterly devastating because we know he is condemning himself. The irony doesn't just entertain, it generates the massive emotional engagement necessary for the final catharsis.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Tiara. It sounds like the structure itself is a trap. Arika, how does the role of the chorus enhance this structural brilliance? They are more than just background noise, aren't they?
Interesting question, Indy. I think they are the voice of the community and a bridge between the action and the audience's understanding. The chorus oaths serve as moral and philosophical commentary, often summarizing the action and reminding the audience of the fragility of human happiness. Their presence deepens the emotional atmosphere, showing the collective dread and eventual pity felt by Thebes as their hero falls.
Okay, that's an interesting answer. The chorus, then, is our conscience, guiding our fear and pity. Tiara, the play features extraordinary character development. Talk us through Oedipus's transformation from the hero of Thebes to the blind wanderer.
Oedipus's arc is the perfect tragic journey. He starts as the embodiment of hubris, the man who solved the Sphinx riddle through pure intellect. He believes he can master destiny. His eventual fall is a forced descent into self-awareness. His emotional journey, fueled by the relentless pressure of the truth, transformed him from an arrogant ruler to a man of profound, albeit painful, humility and knowledge. This journey is what audiences ultimately find so terrifying and relatable.
Wow, thank you, Tiara. Let's move now to the thematic significance, which is where the play. Arika, unpack for us the age-old conflict between faith and free.
Oh, okay, indeed. This is the heart of the play's enduring power. The prophecy is the ultimate example of faith. However, the tragedy is not caused by the prophecy itself, but by Oedipus' exercise of free will to defy it. His choice to flee Corinth and his choice to engage in a root rage killing are the actions that fulfill the fixed prophecy. And then the play offers a profound, disturbing reflection on the limits of human control. It suggests that our freedom is a terrifying illusion, merely the mechanism that drives us toward a fixed end. It questions whether we are ever ever truly autonomous or just puppets in a cosmic design? This is why the play still resonates. We all wonder how much of our success or failure is due to choice versus destiny. That's it.
It is a chilling paradox. Tiara, this theme of destiny leads us directly to the role of knowledge. How does the journey from ignorance to self awareness structure the play's meaning?
The play is a powerful statement on the necessity of truth, no matter how destructive. Oedipus, the keen investigator, is driven by an insatiable need to know the origin of the plague. His refusal to stop his investigation, even when warned by Tiresias and Jocasta, is an act of intellectual heroism that leads to his downfall. The final revelation, the anacrosis or recognition, is the catastrophic moment of painful enlightenment. Oedipus must shed his literal side to gain true, tragic, and unforgiving self knowledge. Sophocles forced us to ask: is better to live in blissful ignorance or suffer under the crushing weight of reality?
Wow, the emotional weight of the play brings us to its philosophical impact. Tiara, let's dedicate time to breaking down the tragic flaw hamartia. What separates Oedipus hamartia from simple character flaws?
This is crucial for understanding Aristotle. Hamartia is not a simple vice. It's a tragic error or miscalculation arising from the hero's character, usually compounded by ignorance or circumstance. Oedipus's hamartia is his herpes or overweening pride and his rash, quick temper. He is driven by noble goals for saving his city, but his flawed temperament causes to irreversible, catastrophic mistake, the road killing, and his relentless pursuit of the truth. By using hamartia, Sophocles suggests that human suffering often flows from human error, even when it makes with good intention. It elevates the hero's fall from simple accident to a meaningful tragic inevitability.
Okay, then this brings us to the core of ethical drama, moral accountability. Arika, since Oedipus was ignorant of his crimes, how does the play force us to redefine guilt?
Okay, thank you, Indy. So, the play compels a conversation on moral accountability. Oedipus is guilty in action, but innocent in intent. Yet, he still suffers the full weight of the consequences. Sophocles doesn't let him off the hook. He makes him punish himself, self-blinding and exile. And then this challenge the audience to draw the line between mens rea, guilty mind guilty mind, and actus reus, or guilty act. It suggests that the consequences of our actions, even thus done unknowingly, demand a moral reckoning and acceptance of responsibility. This ethical ambiguity is why philosophers and legal thinkers still study the play. study the play.
Okay, now we've established the ancient and philosophical brilliance. Let's fast forward to 20th and 21st centuries. Arika, how does the play maintain such powerful modern relevance across fields like psychology, film, and politics?
Okay, nice Indy. I think the most famous modern legacy is, of course, the Oedipus complex, coined by Sigmund Freud. This firmly planted the play's mythic structure in the study of the human subconscious, making the family dynamic a foundational lens for analyzing psychological development and pathology. The myth became a universal archetype for repressed desires and familial tensions. And then beyond psychology, its relevance touches contemporary issues. The play is a powerful commentary or identity, the search for who one truly is, separate from one's titles or adaptive history. It speaks to the complexity of the modern search for truth in an era of mission formation, where ignoring uncomfortable facts can have catastrophic delayed consequences.
Wow, that's a powerful connection. The idea that personal ignorance can fuel public disaster. Tiara, where do you see the play's structural genius being adapted or echoed in modern tragedy or detective fiction?
We can see it everywhere. Oedipus Rex is the perfect inverted detective story. The protagonist isn't looking for someone else because he is looking for himself. This structure has been adapted in film noir and modern thrillers, where the investigators slowly realize they are part of the crime they are solving. It's the ultimate meta narrative about the limitation of objective inquiry. Moreover, its structure of inexorable fate echoes in stories about the climate crisis or political corruption, situation where the solution, like growth and power, turns out to be the source of the ultimate destruction. The feeling of unavoidable catastrophe is a direct legacy of Sophocles.
Okay, now we have covered the final cultural demands, the perfect architecture, the philosophical conflicts of fate and free will, and the ethical dilemma of accountability. It's clear that Oedipus Rex is an eternal living text. Before we wrap up, Arika, what single message do you think Sophocles intended for the audience to take home, considering the political historical turmoil of Athens at the time?
Okay, so Sophocles was forcing the powerful citizens of Athens to practice humility. His final warning is that even the greatest, most successful men are but fleeting shadows compared to the power of the gods and destiny. He wanted them to confront their vulnerability and acknowledge that fate is inescapable, demanding constant moral vigilance.
Okay, and Tiara, what is the final enduring lesson of Oedipus Rex for a student of literature?
The lesson is that tragedy is not about simple sadness, it's about meaningful suffering. Oedipus suffers terribly, but in doing so, he achieves profound self knowledge. The play teaches us that true vision often comes only after all illusions are painfully stripped away. It is a masterpiece that uses suffering to achieve enlightenment.
Okay, thank you for both for guiding us through the monumental legacy of this ancient work. It truly is a play that forces us to look in the mirror and confront the terrifying possibility that our own well intended actions might be driving us toward a predetermined terrible truth. Hope this 20 minutes dive has inspired you to revisit Sophocles and ask yourself the ultimate question. Are you the messenger of fate or simply the most dedicated actor in a tragic role already written? Thank you, Arika. Thank you, Tiara. And thank you for joining us on Mix and Mind. Thank you. I'm
Thank
Indy.
you, Indy.